And when a violent crime happens in our community, many times the victims themselves face a long road of recovery. But how do they get to the point of healing?
In tonight's Together We Rise special report, I'm introducing you to one Central Illinois mother processing trauma in her life and how a local resource called Safe from the Start is offering solutions for healing.
I was dealing with domestic violence with my kid's dad for years and bypassed a lot of it until he put a gun to my son's head.
It was a breaking point for this survivor. We'll call her Andrea for her safety and privacy.
My son would talk about it so freely like nothing ever happened. We could be walking in the grocery store and he would just say, "My dad put a gun to my head," and he thought it was normal.
She reached out to the Center for Prevention of Abuse in Peoria. Here she met a legal advocate who introduced her to Safe from the Start. It's a free referral-based therapy program for children up to the age of 5.
We see young people who have experienced trauma or abuse.
The center's CEO, Carol Myrna, explains since 2001, more than 650 families have utilized the services of Safe from the Start.
It could be an age-inappropriate movie and video games, a shooting in the neighborhood, a fight, domestic violence, of course, sexual assault, anything that they have seen that affects them in an adverse way. That's an experience that we want to be able to help them process and hopefully find some recovery from it.
Families like Andrea and her son.
He just would constantly talk about guns and constantly talk about killing people, and he started becoming very inappropriate.
So they got help. As part of the program, a therapist performs baseline behavioral and developmental analyses on the child and a stress index on the caregiver. Then the child participates in around 6 30 to 45-minute long play therapy sessions.
When children are very young, they don't always have the language to express what's happened to them. But with play therapy, play is how a child learns.
The service is near and dear to program administrator Joni Lyons-Hart, who's worked at the center for the last 14 years. Here, the kids have access to costumes, games, books, figurines, and a sand tray where they can create their own worlds as the therapist analyzes. They're taught how to process their emotional traumas in a healthy way.
It's exciting to see lives changed. And you think, oh, there's hope. There's always hope, and these children are getting some services to renew their hope, to renew the caregiver's hope.
That's been the case for Andrea after she says play therapy helped her son open up about his trauma to program therapists.
He's happy. He's a normal 5-year-old now. You wouldn't know that anything ever happened to him.
Would you say the center has changed your life?
Definitely.
And if you or someone you know is in a domestic violence situation, you can call the Center for Prevention of Abuse's crisis hotline number. That number is 1-800-559-SAFE.